What's up, everybody? Hope your day's going well and you're excited to see more progress be made on our speed build of Crimson Shores. Today, we're focusing on the tunnel, making a good first impression off spawn, as well as touching up our beach town, adding small details to enhance the presentation a bit. Most of it is done off camera, admittedly, but you'll see things end up ever so slightly better by the end of the episode, and I hope you guys enjoy it. But talking about episodes, I did kind of want to go into a content schedule. I know that recently, or basically since I started this channel, I've been uploading videos kind of haphazardly and just kind of uploading them whatever day. But I do want that to change, and I do want to add some consistency to it because, you know, number one, it helps the algorithm, of course, but number two, it makes it so if you are a passerby of my channel, you'll know that on this specific day every week I will be uploading, and that's the goal. So this day, I believe, will start to be Thursday of every week. Of course, you know, things can change and will most likely change, but for now, I think there will be one video every week on Thursday, and maybe just like a surprise video thrown in there as well. I maybe want to go into a Tuesday, Thursday schedule, but I just don't know how much I can commit to the content, and I don't want there to be a sort of an expectation. So because of that, I just want to make it known that there will be one day of every week that there will be an episode of whether it be my map or maybe something different like Tiny Glade or City Skylines or whatever builder I want to speed build that day. On Thursday, that's when the video will come out. And of course, I don't know if you guys have noticed, anybody who, you know, has subscribed to me, I do premiere my videos at 12 o'clock. So it'll be Thursday, 12 o'clock p.m. Eastern time, and that should, you know, give people an expectation of when you will see my videos moving forward. Of course, I do have to mention that I am kind of going through a moving process, and I will be kind of jumping around a little bit. So I don't know when this will start, but I'm recording this now. I know this will come up to this Thursday. So when you're seeing this video next week, there should be another video, but do not be surprised if there isn't. Though, you know, you could be secure in knowing that after a while, Thursday will be the day. So, moving past that though, and getting into what we're doing today, I decided that we were going to just fully focus and hone in on this tunnel because I kind of wanted to get it over with, and it is something that's a little hard to detail. A lot of the stuff that we have in the game isn't really meant for a tunnel setting, I guess you could say. Like, there's not really like pipes and details that would end up being in a tunnel, so it's like it kind of looks bare bones, but by the end I actually think I do a pretty good job in the presentation front, and I do have a little surprise that I'm excited to show you guys when we get there. But something I've been playing recently that's kind of been motivating me has been the finals. I'm not sure if anybody who's watching this has played it, but it's basically this first-person shooter game made by the people who made the Battlefield games. And, you know, side note, I love the Battlefield games. I've always been like a Battlefield over Call of Duty kind of guy, and I know it's a little cringe, but it's true. I used to love Battlefield and still do to this day. It's one of my most played games. Any of them really, like 4, 1, whatever it is, I love it. I love their games. But the people who made those games ended up making their own studio called Embark, and just dropped, or not just dropped, but recently dropped a game called The Finals. And man, it is just so good and free to play too. But the visuals in that game are just so crispy, and something about the level design, it just looks very clean, but also, how would you say this? Maybe like it just also looks intentional. Like everything has an intent, and that's something I try and carry over to what I was doing here on this episode. I wanted this spawn room to have intention. I wanted the cover to be in a place that made sense, and for that it's been just like a really good motivator, basically. But man, that game is just a lot of fun. Like I have always been a first person shooter kind of guy. Love playing Call of Duty, love playing Battlefield, and the finals just scratches a nice itch for me. Like it is just a really good game. And something about the finals that I really respect is the fact that they have a really nice monetizing schedule. Like, or they do just a good job with monetizing in general. Instead of like a, you know, there's like a battle pass and stuff, but it's not in the same vein as something like a Fortnite or a Call of Duty. It seems to like respect your time a lot more. You get a lot of progress on the battle pass really fast. Like you could just tell that they care about your time a little bit, which really can't be said about a lot of the games that are coming out nowadays that are like chasing trends and stuff. And you know, they don't give two you know what's about your time, and they could really just care less about it. So, you know, it's just nice to have a game that doesn't do that. Just like, man, like Tiny Glade, if you saw my episode on it the other day, it's just such a spectacular game that clearly cares about your time, has something that it wants to show you, and does it super well. I later found out, I said it was like a solo dev, but it's actually made by 2 people, and like, man, like it's just, that's why I love gaming so much. It's because it's such an art form and there's just so much that goes into it. So you know what, I just wanted to shout out Tiny Glade again. It's honestly such an amazing, just an amazing game. I'm still like addicted to it. Talking about it, I do have to go in and record another episode of our Glade that I was posting. But yeah, so I do hope you guys are enjoying the map series. We're getting there. As you can see, we are working on the airfield right now. I did point out last episode that we would be changing this area to something more light on the budget, mostly just a nature grasslands with an airfield, you know, something simple, so I could put more detail in the military base and other stuff that we'll end up doing in the middle. But yeah, I just hope you guys are enjoying the series. I really am. It's honestly been a blast making these videos. Something that's kind of surprising to me because me personally, I've always been somebody who like drops projects pretty quickly. But of course, like, this has been pretty consistent, I would say. I don't upload every day, but you know, of course, I'm trying to change that with a new schedule and stuff. But I mean, this is the most consistent I've ever been with anything in my life. So big improvement there. And I just hope that, I don't know, people see it and they like it. Of course, this format won't be here forever. Who knows? Maybe I change it up a little bit. But in the meantime, I'm really enjoying these episodes. But talking about that, we are basically at the halfway point, I would say. There's not too much left for us to be working on. After this town and the house, we just have to basically do the airfield, the checkpoint under the bridge, and the military base. So I would say we're just about halfway there. Probably another 8 or so episodes and we will be done with this series, which I'm excited about, but also a little scared about, because I don't know if I'm gonna directly jump into something new, a new map, or what we're gonna do. But I don't know. I guess we'll just cross that bridge when we get there. But yeah, man, we're getting there. Like, I'm almost done with the series, and that it honestly feels great. It feels great to be consistent with it, and I think it's turning out nice. This beach town down here is one of like the best towns I've ever detailed ever, you know, in all the levels I've ever made. I think I've really outdone myself here. I think it looks really good. It looks realistic. It looks believable. And I guess I'm just excited for like the 3 people who still play Far Cry Arcade to try it out and let me know what they think. There is this one guy who is named Predator Back. I do plan to post these videos onto my onto the Reddit of level design and Far Cry Arcade, and there is this one content creator whose Man, I'm sorry, Predator Back, if you're watching this. I don't remember where exactly he's from, but he does not speak English, I don't think. He does his videos in like Russian, maybe. I'm sorry. I'm not even gonna guess. But he's this content creator, and every time I've ever dropped a level, he uploads it to YouTube, like his first playthrough, and he'll leave like a pretty in-depth review of it on the description. And it's always been one of my favorite things. Like, he single-handedly motivates me to make these levels, because it's so much fun going on YouTube after making one and seeing him play it. I'll try to include one of his videos in the description below, just in case you're curious and want to see one of my older levels be played. Specifically the prequel to this one, he's literally played it, so I'll try to put that in the description below. But yeah, so I'm excited to finish this level and see him play it, if he's still making content. I don't know, it's been a minute since I dropped the last one, but I am excited to see what he thinks. You know, and it's funny because he's always been like a consistent person who's I've always looked forward to like watch and see my play and like my levels. But it is the most gut-wrenching thing when I have lost my progress on levels, or I've lost my levels completely, which has happened before. I remember I made this entire level, and for whatever reason the AI on it just broke at the very end. It literally just broke, and there was nothing I could do about it. The AI was just broken. No matter if I deleted all the AI and started again, or whatever my solution was, it was not working. And it was so depressing because I put so much time into it, and I even like finished the whole AI. Like, I finished the whole like spawning systems, all the where they were coming from, the animation points, everything, and it was all gone because of that AI thing. So hopefully that does not happen here. I've kind of learned from my mistakes. I now make different versions, which is why on the top you can see is version 4 right now. I try to make different versions, different saves, so just in case something breaks, I do have a backup. But yeah, terrible things. Never want that to happen again. But getting into what we're doing here, this is the surprise. I work on lighting. I was going to wait until the last, you know, it's basically the last thing I ever done on my levels. I'll do the lights at the very end, but I just wanted to try doing it now because the tunnel felt kind of empty without the lights, and I just wanted to see it and make sure it looked good with them. So you can see here we put a lighting manager, so that the colors kind of change when you're indoors, and it gives it this nice like blue kind of hue to everything, and that alone makes a really big difference with like the vibe. So when you spawn in the back, you're not like the colors just look better, I guess, and the lights stand out more. You'll see that I also put orange lights on the top, which really make things look nice. So I'm pretty happy with how this starting area turned out, and I think it was just successful all around. You see here that I'm putting in the orange lights, and man, it just looks good. I'm like proud. I like how the cover is. I like how it will eventually start when we, you know, put the spawn points in and stuff. A nice little shootout in the tunnel. And at the very end of this episode, you'll see that I walk around and shoot stuff just like I do here. So this is basically the final part of the episode, and yeah, I think it looks great. I think it's missing detail on the tunnel itself. Like, there's nothing really on the walls, but like I said, there's just not much I could really do about that. I'll try to go in off camera and see if there's something I could find to like flesh it out a little bit more, but just this alone I think looks pretty nice. So I do want to also bring up real quick before we end this episode that I am thinking about uploading VODs or just long builds. Basically, I'm still want to do the speed builds on the side, but maybe on like a separate playlist I upload the full 1 hour long build, I guess. and I don't know if I'll commentate on it or not. I'm still thinking about it, but I do think it'll be perfect for the people, because the starting idea of these speed builds was something to have on the background, I guess, but I feel like I talk too much for people to not tune out of it. So to keep it interesting, I've been trying to like make the episodes more compact and more interesting, having different topics. Don't know if you guys can tell that I made these changes, but they're there. But I do want to still have the idea of having like a background noise kind of video, because people do like it. I do think it's a good source of views. I think people looking for something to have it in the background come across this and they'll like it. So yeah, let me know if that's something that interests you. Shoot down a comment and let me know what you think. With that being said, though, that is just about everything I wanted to touch on today. I do hope you guys enjoyed the video. I know I was kind of yapping a lot. I didn't really touch in on what I was doing in the video, but I think it was kind of self-explanatory. We fleshed out the tunnel, did some lighting. We also made some minor improvements to the town down here, which I'm not sure you could tell in the video, but if you go back, you'll see that I added some like dust on the roads, mud, textures, small things to just, brighten it up a little bit. But with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe.